You know, I can hardly believe it. Less than a week ago, I was in Schaumburg, Illinois, attending my first ever Adepticon. And you know what? It was pretty amazing. Hello, hobbyists, and welcome. Today we're going to discuss my thoughts on Adepticon, my first ever Adepticon. I've been in the hobby now for about a few years. I started back in 2019. Of course, went through the COVID pandemic. You would have thought, you know, COVID pandemic, that can help you paint your models. Nope. But anyways, I've been from 2019 now to 2024, and this is the first time I've been to Adepticon. I've heard it in the YouTube scene, this Adepticon. This is where all the miniature games are. Heck, I've even heard of Gen Con, and I've only attended Gen Con now twice. And I've had a lot of fun at Gen Con, but where Adepticon is different than Gen Con. Gen Con is more about board games, card games, and miniature games. This is about miniature games. This is about plastic models going across the boards of terrain, rolling dice, and praying into RNGesus for some good rolls. And that's what I loved. I loved looking at all of these models, seeing all these companies, looking at all these uniquely painted models, and realization, wow, someone painted that. That helps inspire me. Wow, look at all these people who enjoy the same hobby I do. And it was so much fun. Now, I only played 2 miniature games. I did the Marvel Crisis Protocol Challenger on that Thursday, and I did a Blood Red Skies tournament on Saturday, not Friday. I had Friday off, so I went to the greater Chicago area and checked out the Art Institute of Chicago, I believe the second largest art institute in all of America. And it was actually pretty fun. A nice break from the hustle and bustle of miniatures, though I will say my entire week my calves hurt. More specifically, the back of my calves hurt. Standing, rolling dice, and all that. And Saturday I went to the Blood Red Skies tournament, had a lot of fun there. Really cool to see all of these people playing realistic war games. I saw bolt action, I saw Flames of War. I think I saw some Team Yankee in there as well, but it was really cool just to see all this, and it really wants me to paint up more models in my realistics repertoire to have, so I can go play those games like bolt action and Flames of War. And I think Team Yankee was there as well. I didn't see any tables, but I did see a lot of people playing Flames of War. And of course there was, Blood Red Skies, which I was playing. But nonetheless, after that, I did go check out the Hunger Games, which is actually a really cool game. It was a demo. The game isn't out. I think the creator said a Kickstarter in September. It was actually a really, really cool game. Very neat concept. I really actually liked the concept of the universe that the Hunger Games is based around. And Sunday, I drove back. Friday, I also went shopping and explored, and my gosh, there was a lot of stuff to buy, and my wallet said no! Screaming like Lord Vader from episode 3 of Star Wars. No! Because, man, there were miniatures everywhere. Mini Wargaming was there selling a little bit of the Ravage Star line. I did go check out the Ravage Star miniatures. They look so cool. I wish I could back it as a kicker, but honestly, where my financials is, and personally where my my plastic shame collection sits, I have enough plastic, but the miniatures do look really, really, really cool. So maybe in the future, when I've cut through some of my plastic shame and the game maybe is fully out to retailers and stuff like that, I'll pick it up. The miniatures looked really, really cool. I wish I could have demoed it, but I didn't really have all this time again. I was going to the greater Chicago area, and by the time I could have demoed it, every one of my games kind of closed down the convention hall where the sellers were demoing. But yeah, there was a lot of different games to check out, a lot of different people selling, local sellers selling their product, which is actually really cool, you know, selling stuff. There was 3D printers, there was small time sellers, there were stores there was just people everywhere. I mean, that, and there was this really cool cowboy game, miniature game I saw. I didn't get to check it out. I really wish I should have checked it out because it looked really, really cool. A Western style cowboy in a town with the sheriffs and going bang bang at high noon. It looked really, really cool. I may have to do some research on it and maybe I'll pick it up for myself just because I think it's a really cool thematic area. It's the Westerns. I don't have a lot of Western stuff, and I think Western models would actually be a pretty cool thing to sit down and work through and paint up and all of that. But yeah, not mentioning that while there's a lot of people to sell, a lot of stuff to buy, a lot of games to play, I only got to play 2 games because personally I don't have enough collection for all the games. I really wanted to play in the Marvel Crisis Protocol timeline event. I thought that would have been really cool. Unfortunately, I just don't have enough Marvel Crisis Protocol characters painted up. I wish I could have played Star Wars Legion. X-Wing was there, but it was like a one-time qualifier, and it was also the same day the Challenger was. There was a lot of team events. Man, next year maybe I should drag my co-host Paul. We'll both go down to Schaumburg, Illinois, and we'll play a lot of team events. There's 40K there, the 30K, like I said, Team Yankee was there, Flames of War was there, Bolt Action was there. I mean, majority of the games I have collected are in my collection as either plastic or as painted plastic that I just don't have a lot of stuff of, was there. So my plans are I'm going to try to push myself to get a lot more stuff painted up so I can go to these events next year and I can play, or go to Adepticon next year, I guess I should say, and play these games, play some more Marvel Crisis Protocol, play some Star Wars Legion, play the 40K friendly. Personally, I don't think I want to play competitive 40K there, but apparently there's this 40K friendly. I think that's really cool. I learned it from Phil, the 𝐔𝐻𝐿 Geek, he played it in. It looked really, really cool. It's not like competitive 40K. It's just really friendly play 40K. So maybe I'll take an army next year and play that. I'd like to see what the timeline events are about. Really, I just like to play more games, get some Bolt Action stuff, get some Flames of War stuff, you know? I just want to play more games while I was there. I wanted to roll more dice. I wanted to interact with more people, and it was fun. But other than that, it was really cool to see the content creators walking around. I got to meet Phil, the 𝐔𝐻𝐿 Geek. I got to meet Scott, the Miniature Maniac. Goobertown Hobbies. I saw Casey from eBay Miniature Rescue. I said hello to him. I saw the Mini Wargaming crew. The Play On crew was there. So a lot of big people I've watched, like Play On Tabletop, which is a really fun channel to check out for battle reports. I hope to one day attend them. I hope to one day go attend Mini Wargaming and play with Matt and Luca and Dave and Josh from all of them and play some 40K, some Marvel Crisis Protocol, all this stuff that's be really, really cool to play with them. Even see Scary. I didn't see Scary, but I really like to meet Scary. He looks like a cool guy. I wish I could have seen Enon's battle. I can't remember the guy that actually runs it. Oops. But I'd like to have seen him running around. And like I said, I saw a lot of other Ninjon. I did see him running around. So I mean, there was a lot of content creators. The Golden Demon stuff. Oh my gosh, the Golden Demon. And when you look at Golden Demons and you think about how long it takes someone to paint that, a lot of the times in that non-metallic metals that I personally not comfortable really painting. I haven't really tried it, but the way it looks and the way it seems, maybe I'll try it one day, but personally for me right now, I'm not ready to try non-metallics, but they just look so, so good. It helps you, inspire you. Personally, when you look around at other people's army, when you just hover and you just take a minute to look at their armies, you just realize, wow, that's really cool. I hope I could paint one that day. And yes, a lot of people will feel, I'm never going to get to that level. But personally, if I look at like where I am, personally back here, like this right here for you all is my first Space Marine. I'm not sure if my camera's going to pick it up because it's probably going to try to track my face. But yeah, this is my first Ultramarine. He's not great by any means of the word. This is when I actually got started into the hobby. But if I look at this Space Marine, and I kind of look maybe at my 30K Blood Angels, where I'm at with Marvel Crisis Protocol, my Necrons I'm painting up right now, I really think I have advanced far from this stage. And I think that's what's important about painting models and looking at Golden Demons, realizing how far these people have gone from point A to point B to get to these models. Well, I'm probably never going to want to paint up a Golden Demon and spread it all to people so they can see it. Personally, I have my own Golden Demons. I don't need a reward to tell me that I'm amazing at painting, but still, it really helps you inspire when you see all these people painting up all of these models, and then you can talk with them how they get to that scheme, how they get that paint, how they get everything to look. But yeah, it was really, really fun time at Adepticon, and I really just can't wait to go back. Again, my hope is to have more models painted up so I could play more of the games there and really spend my entire time just rolling dice, having fun, and all of that. Now, I will have 2 separate videos going through my Marvel Crisis Protocol experience and my Blood Red Skies experience, just so you can see what I took to both those tournaments, and you can get my overall thoughts on the lists. But let's talk about my haul, because yes, I went there to play miniatures, but I did also go spend some money and make my wallet go, no! So let's check out some of the buys. So first of all, I'm not going to show this, but I did get the swag bag for Adepticon. I got the advanced badge, so I did get the swag bag. I got myself a shot glass. Behind me right there are actually some, I'll just show these, but these are Adepticon markers for your 6 objective markers. I'm not going to personally use these for any battle reports. They just looked really, really cool, and I think they'll look really cool in my collection of stuff. So I did get this. I got the shirt, as you can see, I'm wearing. Really cool design on the back there, but yeah, I got the shirt as well. I gotta rep a shirt that I was there, and like I said, I got a swag bag with a lot of miniature stuff. My goodness, we'll have getting on the tabletop painting videos, and I'll have painting videos and painting models into the heat death of the universe for me personally. But yeah, and they also gave out this really cool new Gale Force 9 miniature game that's kind of, because I know they are also the producers, Battlefront Gale Force 9 are the producers of Flames of War and Team Yankee, so just another little miniature tank game, which was pretty cool. But well, I'm going to go to show you that stuff. That was kind of given out almost for everyone who had Adepticon advanced badges, so you've probably seen it 1,000 times. You want to see the unique stuff I picked up. So Warlord Games, of course, was there. Everyone knows I love Warlord Games, especially when it comes to good old tanks. We got a Stug 3 to be more specific, and I picked up another IS-2. So fun fact about the IS-2 tank here, I actually already had one of these in my collection. I still have the box. No, I don't have the box anymore. I have the sprue. So Russian soldiers actually come in the IS-2 because of the pictures where Russian soldiers would sit on IS-2s and travel across the European front. So I accidentally assembled my IS-2 for my first one incorrectly and couldn't deassemble it. So I accidentally glued the tracks in wrong. So I couldn't put the top on. So I had to scrap it. So I decided I'm going to buy another one. Pray and hope I don't assemble this wrong. And of course, I'm a big fan of German tanks, so I had to get the Stug. I played this tank a lot in War Thunder, but I had to pick it up. It was there. Mostly also to pick this up because Ostang Panzer is coming out in April, so that is tank-on-tank combat set in World War II from Warlord Games. So why would I not pick up more tanks so I can run more tank-on-tank combat? So yeah, got these from Warlord Games. They also gave out a very unique little model as well, a Betty model, for spending $75. It was actually pretty neat. So nonetheless, more tanks for you all. If you are a lover of my tank painting videos for getting on the tabletop, we got more tanks. I decided to pick up some Team Yankee models here. This is, of course, the Warthog. I actually really enjoy the Warthog model itself, or vehicle itself, so I decided I wanted to pick up some more Team Yankee American models because I have a nice American force building over into this shelf right here. So I got a nice force building, so I decided why not pick another one. Now, while the box does have it as a green and gray camo scheme, I'm probably just going to do this light gray that the Warthogs are well known for. So, but I saw this, I had to stop by Gale Force 9 and see what they had. They got a lot of Flames of War, a lot of Team Yankee, so I had to pick this up. Some more stuff to paint for Team Yankee, and well, why not paint it up for getting on the tabletop? Honestly, most of the stuff I bought is for painting getting on the tabletop stuff. So be ready for a lot of videos, that's for sure. Some more unique models are these adventure cats. I saw this person like outside. They weren't in the vendor hall. They were outside where I was playing or demoing the Hunger Games. So anyways, these are adventure cats. They're based around like D&D characters. I just showed you a mage, that's a druid. Here is a monk. If my camera will pick it up. I think you guys can all see it there. And then finally the ranger. So I saw these are very unique little models. I mean, they're literally cats dressed up as D&D characters. Unique. I mean, literally most of the time you should go to these conventions not to buy the Warlord games or buy the Games Workshop games. Yes, you should support those local small shops that are, you know, there to sell stuff because, you know, they need your money more than personally Games Workshop or Warlord Games. But I mean, I always buy a lot of stuff from Warlord Games because their prices are very, very decent. And actually very, very good. And I do really love them as a company. But I mean, you should go for unique stuff like this. And adventure cats are very unique. I think they'll paint up really, really nicely. They'll look really, really cool on my shelf. It's just very unique models. Don't know if they'll ever like do anything like game-wise, or they'll just simply just be unique little models. That's probably what they'll just be. Unique little models I can tell a story about what I got at Adepticon. Personally, I think that's what's really cool about Adepticon, the fact that you have these people who sell these unique little models. I'm mentioning the amount of different companies there. So I did pick up one more thing, actually from Gale Force 9 on Team Yankee. This is the paint set for German soldiers. I originally actually ordered this off of Amazon so I could paint up the German soldiers from Hit the Beach starter set. It never came in. The mail lost it. At least the seller there was gracious enough to give me my money back. But anyways, I needed it for my collection of paints. They're Vallejo paints, and I will say I have been loving painting Team Yankee and Flames of War using Vallejo paints. So glad to pick this up, especially because there are some colors in here that I kind of need, as well as there's some colors in here to paint up German infantry for Flames of War. More Warlord Games stuff. You guys know I love Blood Red Skies, and of course Warlord Games did release the Italians into the game. So the Regina RE202 Reatta Squadron. So basically an Italian crew. I don't have any of the Italian fighters, so when I saw this, I knew I needed to get my hands on these fighters. Of course, that booth was also selling the epic scale Civil War stuff. I know that they just released the standard scale size for Civil War, and I do want to pick those models up because I really am a history buff for the Civil War era stuff. So I'll probably pick those up in my own time and paint them up and do a video for it because I really want to play some Black Powder. I think that's a really unique game system. Looks really unique too. And then they also selling Conflict 47. I can't remember if there's any Victory at Seas there. I think there was, but I didn't pick anything up for it. But you guys love Blood Red Skies. You know me and Paul love Blood Red Skies. Just an excuse to pick up more models and paint some new planes. And plus get finally the newest nation onto my collection. So the Italians, I got my first set of Italian planes. It doesn't take me long to paint up Blood Red Skies planes, so a new plane to paint up. So expect some Italian planes in battle reports in the coming future for Blood Red Skies. Talking Blood Red Skies, I picked up the new Wing Commander Compendium. Blech. So this actually interested me because there are rules here for making custom missions and custom like squads and stuff like that and ways to play those squads. And I really wanted to use this for Season 2 of Blood Red Skies. I think this has a unique way for Paul and I to like play Blood Red Skies for Season 2 to make unique forces, because a little hint, I am looking to have Paul and me just be like overall commanders, and we're this weird era where planes don't exist to any one nation, and Paul and I are simply just flying planes. We're just seeing who can fly the best. Unlike Season 1 where we picked a nation, we put a point value, played a mission, and then we went forward with that. So I'm kind of excited to actually read through this, figure out how the custom mission scenarios works in here, how the little sheet works in here so that I can incorporate that into Season 2. Not mentioning there are some neat stuff we could do even in our Blood Red Skies battle reports. So I had to pick this up. I'm a big fan of Blood Red Skies, so I had to grab it. I think there's a lot in here I can use, a lot in here we could use for battle reports. So nonetheless, I'm very happy about this. Well, I did get the Adepticon markers for, of course, objectives. I did pick up Table Wars 6 little objective markers, these big hunking objective markers with like the 40 mil right in the middle. This is the swirling, I think it's called the Starry Skies. But anyways, I wanted some new objective markers than the ones Paul and I have been using for our combat store and battle reports. So I decided, you know what? For future games, especially if we get into 40K and other games that need objective markers, I think these would work very, very well for those games. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to pick them up so I can keep my Adepticon objective markers in my collection safe here as a display piece. As much as that is crazy, I like them as a display piece. So I picked this up from Table War. Everyone knows I love Table War. All our mats are from Table War. I got carrying cases from Table War. So overall, Table War is just a really good company. And I saw they were selling these objective markers. So I said, $20 for 6 objective markers that are really, really neat and really, really cool. Yeah, I'm going to pick them up. I'm going to use them. I'm going to take them with me whenever I play 40K or stuff like that. They're really, just really, really neat. So glad I picked these up. So at Gen Con, I picked up Drop Zone Commander, which is the ground version of what this is, Drop Zone or Drop Fleet Commander. I really, really like space combat. I really got into like space combat off Battlefleet Gothic. By the way, if you have any STLs or any place to buy STLs for Battlefleet Gothic, so I don't have to go pay the extraordinary prices on eBay to get Battlefleet Gothic stuff, let me know down in the comments. I really, really want some Battlefleet Gothic ships in my collection. I think they look really, really cool, and the game, even though really old and using centimeters for everything, does look really cool. So I decided to pick this up because this is a supplementary for me for Battlefleet Gothic. Not mentioning it goes alongside Drop Zone Commander, so you can play Battle Fleet and then go down into the small scale ground combat. So I hope to paint these up. I'm painting right now my collection of Drop Fleet Commander, Drop Zone Commander right now, and trying to paint this up. But anyway, this is all from TT Combat, so I'm happy I found this. I found the ground one at Gen Con. I was kind of really excited. I saw they had a space one here where you could battle with star ships and stuff like that, so I said, I need that. So I found this at Adepticon. Glad I picked it up. Can't wait to bust these out and start painting up these ship models. Of course, they'll be in the color schemes of the 2 armies that come in the collector. So it's I think it's the colonies of the United Colonies of Mankind and the Scourge Starfleet, which is also what comes in Drop Zone Commander. It's the UCM and the Scourge. So glad to pick this up. Once again, if you guys know a place to buy good STL files for Battlefleet Gothic, please let me know down in the comments. I 100% want to get some models, but I do not want to pay the eBay prices for those models. And lastly, I stopped by a local vendor there that was doing a really good deal. You could buy two of any Marvel, I forget the other one, Star Wars, and get the third one free. So I bought some Marvel Crisis Protocol characters. Need to grow out my collection, so we got the Green Goblin because Spider-Man is one of my favorite Marvel characters, so I had to get his villain here being the Green Goblin. I decided to get Doctor Strange and Wong, mainly because Wong is super good. I think I saw 2 lists playing Wong. Now one list was Defenders playing the other Doctor Strange, not this Doctor Strange, but it was playing Wong as well. So I wanted to pick up Doctor Strange, wanted to pick up Wong, and then finally I did want to pick up Nick Fury and his SHIELD agents. I know Nick Fury is the best leader for SHIELD, though Iron Man from the new core starter can be your leader as well, but I did want to pick this up as well. Well, that was my haul, and you know what? For what I paid, that's probably about as much. Like I said, I really did want to kind of look at that Western game, but I knew I was going to have to buy it if I saw it. Maybe I'll do some research and look into it so I could pick it up, because I really do think Western models would be really, really cool to paint up. Weird Games was there. I think there's a game called Bushido that I should have checked out. But there's a lot of stuff I didn't check out, and you know, that's another reason to go back. See what's new, see what's returning, check out all of these games, because not all these companies will come over to like Gen Con. Some will, but the problem with Gen Con being about board games, card games, and miniature games, you have to kind of pack in that space. Now, I will say, where I'm from, Indianapolis, and being in Gen Con, we have so much more space at the Indiana Convention Center, where you know, you can have this humongous hall to sell products, to sell games, to get people to play these games and do all this. And then you have halls to play all the games you want, from Marvel Crisis Protocol, Star Wars X-Wing, you know, all your board games, all the card games get shoved out into the arena, the Colts Arena to be more specific, with some of the realistic war games there. I think Team Yankees played over there. So we have all of that. And the Schaumburg one felt so small. It was part of the Renaissance Hotel, so there's only really 2 stories, and there wasn't really all this space. Yes, you had a lot of space where like you could walk across from where Atomic Mass Game was playing their game into the convention hall area, where the sellers were, over to the Games Workshop section where everyone was playing Games Workshop games. Then the upper floors had games as well, the demo games. There was Kings of War. The 30K stuff was over there, but I mean, Atomic Mass Game literally had to go to the Hyatt, which was the second hotel, to play Armada. That's where you would play Armada. So you wouldn't even play Armada with all the other Atomic Mass games. Now, also the Hyatt was also where you played all the realistic war games, but the problem was you had to take a bus from the Hyatt over the Renaissance. To me, that breaks the immersion. For instance, as someone who plays a lot of war games, realistic and sci-fi, you know, I don't want to have my immersion broken. I want to be able to go from the realistic war games over to the sci-fi games, over to the Marvel games, and check out the models, check out the people playing it. The problem is I have only the games here. Now, I did know there were some other games, like Middle Earth, I think was on the second floor of the Hyatt. So, I mean, you could go up there and check it out, but the problem is they needed to be in all one area. Now, I know why they moved it to the Hyatt. You needed more space. You definitely needed it. So, as much as I loved it, I do have one critique that I wish it was in a bigger place. The amount of people that were there was staggering. It was massive. And it's very interesting when you look at like Gen Con, where it has so much space because it has a massive convention center and it has the Colts Stadium to the Renaissance Hyatt, which didn't have all this space. Not mention that both were still active hotels, so take that with what you want. But overall, I wouldn't call that bad. Well, I think there needs to be more space so someone who's in a realistic wargaming can easily go and check out the 40K stuff. I mean, yeah, there's people who only want to ever play realistic war games and don't want to ever get into other war games, and that's perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. There is a limit to your budget. There is a limit to the amount of money you have to extend to these war games, and maybe you can only play realistic war games or play the 40Ks and the fantasies. Nothing against that. I just wish they were all together so that people could meander and talk and check it out loud. Overall, I had a great time. I got to see many of the content creators that I have watched and are inspired by. I got to meet one of my favorite content creators in Phil the Glacial Geek. I got to see models that were really, really painted amazingly and helped inspire me. I got to see models that were all cool, different ways of painting to help inspire me. And overall, it's just a great experience. Can't wait to go back. But if you visited Adepticon, let me know down in the comments your thoughts on Adepticon. Did you have fun with it? What did you do? What tournament did you take part in? What did you buy? What did you get? And all of that. And with that, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you get notified when my videos go live for you. And we'll see you here next time on Mama Dragon's Miniatures.